All right, today we are diving into something really fascinating. It's a piece of social technology called the ethical bribe, and the whole idea here is not to preach a revolution, but to inoculate one. So let's get into what that actually means and how it works.
Do not preach the revolution. Inoculate it. This is it. This is the core directive. And it's a total game changer in terms of strategy, right? It's saying, forget trying to win with arguments. Instead, you give people a direct, personal experience, something that just completely bypasses all their normal defenses.
So yeah, what does that actually mean? It's a great question, isn't it? I mean, how do you get someone from just hearing about a better way of doing things to actually, doing it? Especially when we all have that natural urge to resist being told what to do. Well, that's exactly what this protocol is designed to solve. Let's dig in.
Okay, first things first. Don't preach, inoculate. To really get this, we have to start with the problem it's trying to solve. And look, the issue isn't usually the idea itself. The real challenge is the psychology of how we try to share it. There's a really powerful metaphor that gets right to the heart of this.
Man, I love that. It's the whole foundation right here. Think about it. One person trying to make a change, that's like a single tree in a storm. It's vulnerable. But a whole community, connected like a forest is by that hidden mycelial network underground, that's resilient. So the goal isn't to be the biggest, strongest tree, it's to help build the strongest web.
And this is exactly where we usually mess up, right? You get excited about a great idea. Let's say it's about soil science. Your first instinct is to just preach. You start lecturing them about the soil food web, about why synthetic nitrogen is so bad, and what happens? It just triggers their defensive psychology. Nobody likes being lectured. They put up a wall instantly.
All right, so if preaching is out, what's in? What actually works? This is where we get tactical. We're talking about a specific protocol, a step-by-step playbook designed to completely sidestep all those defensive walls. And it does it with a really clever, really well-designed act of generosity.
And that brings us to the tool itself, the social foliar. I mean, think about a foliar spray for a plant, right? It feeds the plant through its leaves. Well, this is the same idea, but for people. It's a social spray, a gift that totally bypasses the logical argumentative brain and goes straight for the heart. The whole point is to kickstart that deep-seated human instinct to give back when you receive something. You know, the good old reciprocity loop.
So this protocol, it's broken down into 4 really simple, totally actionable steps. We've got the asset, the packaging, the deployment, and finally, the mechanism. We're going to walk through every single one, from making the stuff to seeing that magic moment of conversion.
Okay, step 1, the asset. Super simple logic here. You can't share what you don't have. So first, you've got to brew a surplus of something valuable, like a potato JMS or a liquid IMO. And here's the beautiful part. This stuff costs pennies to make. We're talking potatoes, leaf mold, super cheap. So you're not giving away cash. You are literally manufacturing what the source material calls liquid equity, a real, tangible asset you can just give away. Next up, step 2, the packaging. And you got to pay attention here, because this is absolutely crucial. It can't look fancy. It can't look like a commercial product. It has to look like a simple, neighborly favor. You know, a clean, recycled milk jug, maybe a soda bottle with a simple, handwritten label. That homemade, lo-fi look, that's not a bug, it's a feature. It sends the message loud and clear, this is a personal gift, not a sales pitch.
Okay, step 3, deployment. This is where the rubber meets the road, and it all comes down to a very specific script. I'm talking word for word. This isn't just a suggestion, it's like a piece of social code. The source calls it the waste avoidance script, and trust me, every single word is there for a reason.
So check out the brilliant psychology behind this. You're not the expert teaching them. Nope. You're just a person with a simple problem. I made too much stuff. And you're asking for their help to solve it. You need their help to avoid being wasteful. It just completely flips the whole power dynamic and makes it so easy for them to say yes.
All right, so the gift has been given. The social inoculation is underway. Now we get to the really cool part, watching how this simple little gift actually transforms into real, genuine trust.
Because here's the thing, trust is built on results, not on words. And this stuff works. The whole protocol banks on the fact that within just a few days, their plants are going to show visible signs of health. We're talking darker green leaves, this awesome waxy sheen called the lipid shield. It's physical, undeniable proof right in front of their eyes. And that's a result, not an argument. You can't argue with a happy plant.
And get this isn't just a hopeful guess. The protocol treats this as a predictable outcome. Once your neighbor sees those results with their own two eyes, that reciprocity loop we talked about, it kicks in hard. It creates this social need to close the loop. They will return.
And here comes the pivot point, the moment everything changes. Because they won't come back asking to buy it. They're going to come back and ask the magic question. What was in that bottle? That question, that's the signal. It means their defenses are gone, their curiosity is through the roof, and the door is wide open for a real conversation.
Yeah, that one question is the inflection point. It's the moment where you can shift this whole thing from just being a one-off gift into something so much more. This is how you turn a consumer into a collaborator.
So right here, you've got a critical choice to make. You can either sell them the fish, or you can teach them how to fish. Think about it. If you just give them another bottle, you've created dependency. They're just a consumer. But if you show them the one potato method, now you've created capability. You've created a collaborator. One path is a dead end. The other is the start of a real partnership.
And that is the whole point. The entire protocol is engineered to get to this exact moment. This is the conversion. You didn't just give away some plant food. You gained an ally. You've just added a new active node to your network.
Okay, so that's one person, one interaction. But now let's zoom out and see what happens when this starts to scale. How do we go from one-on-one tactics to a whole community-level strategy? This is about building the social mycelium.
And this is the end game. It's called the social mycelium. And it works exactly like that fungal network in the forest. But instead of transporting nutrients between trees, this human network transports knowledge, resources, that biological equity we were talking about. What you're building is a living, breathing, decentralized reserve of local soil genetics and know-how. And that is what makes a community truly resilient.
And this is the really profound part. This is why all of this matters so much. It completely changes our relationship with the very foundation of our food system. Soil biology stops being some consumable product you have to buy from a big company. Instead, it becomes a community asset, an heirloom that you all share, that you all take care of, and that you pass on together.
There's a quote in the source material that just hits the nail on the head. A seed swap preserves the genetics of the plant. The social foliar preserves the genetics of the community that supports the plant. It's not just about the plant, see? It's about the people. It's about the culture. So in the end, it all boils down to a pretty stark choice. We can try to do this alone, in isolation, and we'll probably starve. Or we can connect, collaborate, and build something together. And that's when things really start to happen. As the saying goes, apart, we starve. Together, we ferment.